Hey guys, welcome back to the Piston Show. I'm Keshi Dylan, and despite what a lot of your messages on my personal Instagram and our official TikTok page might suggest, a lot of you have actually said this: I am not related to Pep Guardiola. I would just like to put it out there, but it's hilarious. So unless my parents are not telling me something, which maybe I'm adopted or something, no, I'm not related to Pep Guardiola. Anyway, I'm a Manchester United fan anyway. Even if he was my brother or distant relative, it's unlikely that we'll get along. Okay, back to business. I'm driving the new Volkswagen Touareg, and it's made a comeback into the Malaysian market after a little over 10 years. This is the facelifted version. It's a really nice SUV, there's no doubt about it, and I have always been a fan of the Touareg. Driving this just reminds me of the year 2012 when I had the pleasure of taking my parents on a Italian tour in a Volkswagen Touareg that was generously loaned to us by VGM Germany. And that was epic. It was brilliant. It was one of those road trips that I wish everybody has a chance to do once in their life. So I have a special relationship with the Touareg. It has a special place in my heart. So anyway, it's not exactly cheap, even though it's locally assembled here in Malaysia. At just about 475,000 ringgit, it is far from cheap. But at 475,000 ringgit, that gives you the full package with the 5-year warranty, 5-year free maintenance, the works. If you are happy with the 2-year warranty, then it'll be 20,000 ringgit cheaper at about 455 plus. I suggest go for the 5-year warranty. Whatever it is, go for the 5-year warranty. If you can have an option, if ever, not to say they have that option now, but if there's a 7 or 10-year warranty, go for the longest warranty ever. Anyway, the Touareg is special. I've been driving it for the past couple of days, and I really like the refinement in here. This air suspension is brilliant. It's just a very nice car to drive, especially when you have a young family like mine. It's brilliant. There are a couple of things that I don't like about it, which irritate the hell out of me, and I'll get to that later. But I would just like to put it out there that at 475,000 ringgit, it opens up a whole different world, my friends. For about 130,000 ringgit more, 130, you can get the new locally assembled Porsche Cayenne, which basically uses the same platform. Excuse me, I'll be right back. This video is brought to you by Berjaya Sompo Insurance. Get Sompo Motosafe by Berjaya Sompo. The less you drive, the less you pay. It's that simple. Choose from 3 different mileage plans with affordable premiums to fit your driving needs. Perfect for those who drive occasionally. Plus, enjoy extra perks like unlimited towing, 100% special perils, and all driver coverages. Ready to drive smart and save big? Switch to Sompo Motosafe today. Head over to Berjaya Sompo Insurance and start saving now. Anyway, so at 130,000 ringgit more, you can get the Porsche Cayenne, as I was saying, locally assembled here in Malaysia now. And it uses the same platform, and it also uses the same 3-litre turbocharged engine. So, Volkswagen Porsche Cayenne, 130,000 ringgit more, you get my drift. Then at about 550, at around the 550,000 ringgit region, you can get the Mercedes-Benz GLE 450. It's due for an upgrade, no doubt, and it's been around in the market for a while already, but the GLE is a seriously nice car. It does have its own issues. A friend of mine has 2 Why would anybody want two Mercedes-Benz GLEs? I'm not sure, but he and his brother both have one. And he was just telling me about some air conditioning problems and such. But besides that, it's a very nice car. And then if you come lower down the spectrum at about 460, 470, which is roughly about the same price tag as this, the Touareg, you can get the Lexus RX 450, which by itself is a very nice car. Not as powerful, but a very nice car. And it's made in Japan, the works and such, so it's a very nice car. One of my favorites. Further up than that, at about 510,000 ringgit, you can get the Lexus RX 500 Hybrid, the creme de la creme of the RX variants in Malaysia. That is fantastic. Very nice. And that being a hybrid, so it has proper power, somewhere about the 300-ish horsepower region. And then of course you get the BMW X5 hybrids, which you can argue may not be in the same category, but at 450, 460, as far as price tags go, it is in the same category, my friends. So it's the Volkswagen Touareg has some formidable competition. Why would anybody wake up one day and think that they want to locally assemble a Touareg for the Malaysian market is beyond me. But it's worth and it's important to note that the Touareg is not just for the Malaysian market, it's for the regional market. And besides, as I said, it's a very nice car to drive. It can seat 5 people comfortably. It has ventilated seats, heated and ventilated. Of course, you don't need heating. And it has a really nice 13-speaker sound system, 13-speaker DIN audio sound system. So it's actually fantastic. On a day-to-day basis, I'm really happy with the car. So what makes it a nice car, you may ask? Well, there are a number of things. As I've already said, the air suspension is simply fantastic. It just absorbs everything that the road throws at it, which I really like. I also like the fact that it can raise the car by up to 70 millimeters, which makes this perfectly adapted to life in Malaysia with our seasonal floods and such. But besides lifting the car, it can also lower the back of the car by up to 40 millimeters, which just makes loading and unloading things a lot easier. So these are certain things that we take for granted, which actually make a lot of sense on a day-to-day basis. And then there is that powertrain up front, a 3-litre turbocharged V6 engine, making about 340 PS and 450 Newton meters of torque, sending power to all 4 wheels. It's a permanent all-wheel drive with Volkswagen's 4Motion system. This offers a, as I said, 340 PS, 450 Newton meters of torque. Power delivery is super linear. There's no shove in the back, just a slight gentle push, and the way it delivers power is actually very gentlemanly, I would say. And even though if you're in sport mode, it just stiffens the suspension just by a tad bit. This is, after all, it is not a sporting Touareg, even though it has some R badges on the side of the car. So we have seen some sporting Touaregs before, particularly in the first generation of the Touareg. Some of you Volkswagen fans may remember that the Touareg actually came with a W12 engine once, the same W12 that was in the Bentley, if I'm not mistaken. And on top of that, it also came with the V10 turbo diesel engine. This was many, many years ago. And then now though, it's just a very proper family-oriented car. It does come with 7 drive modes though. Why 7, I'm not sure. But during the launch, which we were not invited to that launch. I'm not sure why. Volkswagen never invites us for drives such as that. But they do give us cars. Thank you. And so I saw some of my friends, what they were doing, they were going off-roading in the Touareg, which I found to be rather weird, because why would anybody go off-roading in a Touareg? But just knowing that you can, I guess, is good enough. But there's one thing that I really like about the Touareg, even though it costs 475,000 ringgit, close to 475. It doesn't come, even though it doesn't come with heads-up display, which is a bit of a pity. It doesn't come with a panoramic roof, which I'm a fan of, as long as there's shade, because otherwise it would burn my head. It does come with night vision. So we are in Janda Baik, and these roads are known to be really dark and sort of dangerous at night. For what reason? I guess, and I hope it's just because it's just insanely dark over here. I remember that during COVID, there were a lot of animals and such that used to roam around these roads simply because of the lack of human activity around the area. Now, I'm going to go explore these roads again, but this time with the new Volkswagen Touareg, because it has something called night vision mode. And this is supposed to be for safety, but idiots like me can also go ghost hunting with it, sort of. Not sure if I'm going to see anything paranormal, but I'm hoping to see some animals and such, just to show you why almost all cars should come with night vision mode. It comes in especially handy for everybody that, you know, lives on the outskirts or the fringes of the city and such, where there is just a lack of infrastructure, lack of lighting and such. It's just brilliant. So I'm going to turn this off, and we're about to hit the darkness ahead, and I'm going to turn off the automatic headlights. They're brilliant, but I don't want them to be working now. So yeah, let's see. You can sort of see what it looks like up ahead. Just check out how clear everything is. You know, you see almost everything, all the details and such of the roads ahead. There are a couple of cars that are approaching. You can see that the road ahead is the windscreen is starting to get a little fogged up, but that's not bothering me because I can still see the road ahead with the night vision mode. So this road stretches on forever. I'm a bit of a chicken shit when it comes to stuff like this, so I'm not gonna be hanging on to this road for very long, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. Let's see how long it takes us. But this should be fun, and it will give you a good indication of how good this system actually is. So if you're watching this video from a different market, such as, you know, in Europe or America or something, where night vision is actually an option, well, it'll come in handy for you if you are living in, you know, a remote area, or as I said earlier, on the fringes of the city where it can get quite dark. Then it will come in handy for you, just as how I'm demonstrating to you right now. This is how it can look for you as well. So if safety is something that you're looking for, or, you know, in times where it's just very, very dark, then this is something that will work out very well for you. And I'm just guessing as well. Actually, no, this system reminds me of those guys that visited the Gettysburg battleground, or was it a graveyard or something, from all the fallen soldiers from the American Civil War, and they were going through it with their Tesla, and I recall that they actually did pick up something on their night vision camera. I'm hoping I don't, but just for laughs, I guess. It's just really dark out there. There's not an animal in sight over here, and it's just, you know, this is a horrible place for motorcyclists. You know, you never know what's going to leap out of the darkness and such. So I'm guessing that this system would work brilliantly for motorcyclists as well, because you want maximum vision in low light conditions, and this is what the night vision system gives you. It gives you maximum clarity and such, just as what you are seeing right now. This system is not new to the Volkswagen Touareg. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Mercedes-Benz that first introduced this system in one of their cars, the S-Class, I'm guessing. And I remember seeing an ad for this, and for Mercedes-Benz. But if it wasn't Mercedes-Benz, then let me know who it was in the comment section, please. And wow, this road does go on forever. Just gonna go further up ahead a little bit and see what I can find. But oh, there are dogs on the road. See, you see that? The dogs on the road. But yeah, you get the drift. And if you've got an option to pick the LED matrix headlights for, the night vision and LED matrix headlight for your car, go for it. I actually saw a tape, or was it one of those tape looking animals? And I thought that was brilliant. So these are things that the Touareg has, which I appreciate. And see, all these cars that are rushing past me, you know, I can hardly hear anything. This is just brilliant. The isolation and refinement and comfort in here is just top notch. And it's just a really nice place to be in. There's no doubt about it. But there are a couple of things in here about the Touareg that I really am not a fan of. So what don't I like about the Touareg? Well, I always say in all my reviews that design is subjective. Beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder, and I just don't like that gaping grille. I'm not a fan of it. However, I have to give credit where it's due, because these new LED headlights, which Volkswagen calls IQ LED HD Matrix headlights, which is a mouthful, but they are astonishing because they have a combined 38,432 micro LEDs, and they just turn night into day. Fantastic. They do a brilliant job, to say the least. But then again, what is up with these exposed cables over here? It just looks like, you know, an unfinished job. So definitely not a fan of that, and it's very unbecoming of a car that costs close to 500,000 ringgit. But at the side over here, the car runs on 20-inch wheels, and I gotta say that it looks really good. And just like the front, the back too, well, it's subjective. I, however, prefer the back more than I do the front. And just like the front, you do get a light bar, an LED light strip at the back here. And this Volkswagen emblem over here glows red at night, which at one point was exclusive to the US and Chinese markets only. Now, it seems almost all markets get it. So obviously a powered tailgate, and then a boot space that measures over 800 liters, obviously very spacious, and you get a space saver tire, so you're never left stranded. That is important. Excuse me. I like this scuff plates over here, so there's no scratching anything. Then these buttons over here, you obviously get a 12-volt auxiliary power unit, and these two buttons over here dropped the back down by 40 millimeters just to make it easier for you to store stuff and make all those heavier items, makes it easier to store. And then these things over here, well, these are just to make it easier for you to fold the front seats for additional storage space. Fantastic.
Hey guys, what are some of the things that you consider when choosing a petrol brand? For me, I make sure that the petrol can keep my engine clean and also give me better mileage. I'm sure everybody thinks about this when choosing a particular brand. With BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 Euro 4M, you get precisely that. It has special German additives that reduces the amount of deposits that build up in your engine over the long term, keeping it clean. It also has improved friction modifiers that reduces the amount of friction that your engine has to go through, ultimately giving you better mileage and making BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 Euro 4M the right choice.
Now this is, well, the main cockpit, obviously, and as I was saying, 15-inch infotainment screen over here. This is basically the control center for all of the onboard controls. And the point of irritation for me, I mean, it's brilliant, I like it. The software requires some getting used to. A lot of the controls are deep down inside, which I don't know if you're of the older type like my parents in their 60s, 70s and not very tech savvy, this will take some getting used to. And I'm okay with it actually, but I truly do believe that simple things, simple controls such as air conditioning, you know, start stop buttons and such. I'm talking about the automatic start stop button, yeah, not the engine start stop button. So all of this should just be simple, should have simple controls and such, but not here. Even simple air conditioning controls are a two-step process which can be simplified. However, I've read somewhere that Volkswagen's boss, the biggest big boss, has actually acknowledged that stuff like haptic buttons and such do not work. They are actually not very safe, they are confusing, and if you have sweaty palms like me, they simply just do not work. And I think that the only car maker that has got it right is Lexus. The simple air conditioning controls are still a knob and a button, which is how it should be, because we are in Malaysia, it can get gruelingly hot over here. And you know why? If we can have buttons for our memory seats, then why can't we have buttons for our air conditioning dials? Because these are things that we use on a day-to-day basis. And even though I've been driving this car for a while already, I can't for the life of me find the engine start-stop button, not this one, the automatic, you know, start-stop button where the engine shuts down while you're waiting at the traffic lights and such. So unless there's none in here, but I just can't seem to locate the button, not even in here. And so the only way around it is to drive the car in sport mode, which you get my drift. Then besides that though, everything else feels really good. The other thing that irritates me is the positioning of these air conditioning vents over here. These are just too low. And the past couple of days has been really hot. It's 10 o'clock, it's 10:40 in the morning right now, and it's about 35 degrees at 10:40 in the morning. It's just really hot these days, and you want air conditioning that is blowing to your face. So if you're sitting like this, guess where the where the air is blowing? It's blowing to your palm, to your hand. So your hand is blocking all that cool air from coming to your face. So the positioning of this is no good. It should be up here. That's where the air conditioning vents always should be placed. Even if you're driving in the winter country and you want warm air blowing to your face, you should be up here, not down here. So this is another thing that, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. Irritates the hell out of me. And the great thing about the interior is that there are 5 USB ports located all around the interior, with each putting out 45 watts each. So that is brilliant. You know, you can fast charge your stuff rather than trickle charge it. So I really like that. You also, as I said, you also get a charge pad over there, so your devices will never run out of juice. And if you're wondering what these two knobs do over here, well, this is to adjust the ride height of your car, and this is to adjust the driving mode. So I've been trying to press this, and even though it shows me the drive mode, but I can't figure out the stop start button. See, it doesn't show me. Automatic, comfort, normal. Yeah, anyway, I've tried so much. Perhaps what Volkswagen Malaysia can do is that each time they deliver a car to a reviewer, media, KOL, influencer, whatever, is to run them through the car and show them what each control does and such. Perhaps then we can figure out stuff more easily. But besides that, interior, spacious, comfortable, very nice place to be, no doubt. The other place that is really nice to be is the rear seats. Of course, this is a proper family car, and what I like is the seats are actually reclinable, so you can sit upright, you can sit this way, and you get the point. You also get a full-on, fully adjustable air conditioning unit at the back here. You can adjust the blower settings, you can even adjust the direction of the blowers. And one thing that I like is, besides the fact that you can change the temperature, I like the fact that the air conditioning vents are also placed at the side here, because not only do they cool your knee, they also cool your face. And you get a privacy screen. Brilliant. I like it. Nice place to be, no doubt. So, should you spend 475,000 ringgit of your hard-earned money on a Volkswagen Touareg? I'm a fan of the Touareg. There's no doubt it's a very nice car to drive, comfortable, refined, and the suspension is just brilliant. But at just 130,000 ringgit more, you can get the Porsche Cayenne. And we know we Malaysians are suckers for badges. We love our emblems. And as far as I'm concerned, spending 130,000 ringgit more on a Porsche Cayenne sounds like a pretty good deal. That's my take on it. Let me know what you think about the new Volkswagen Touareg, and whether or not you will spend 475,000 ringgit on it, or you agree with me on spending slightly more on a Porsche Cayenne. Might even consider the Lexus. It's made in Japan, you know, and it's actually a very nice interior that Lexus has. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. As usual, thank you for watching.